this going here. Hey, everybody. So we are back. Today is Thursday, the 27th. And today, Rockstar just put out the open wheel racing for Grand Theft Auto 5. So I thought we would take a look at it. So we look here. We already are in the game already. How I have recording going. But we are already in the game. I've already got everything in. So I'm going to run downstairs and spin the lucky wheel on stream just to see what we can get. Maybe I can get some luck while I'm on stream. And then we'll jump into some of the open wheel racing. Now I have already tried one race. I got just to try it out to see how it was. It is kind of intense, especially with I had a full crowd of 16 people in there with me, so it got interesting with some of the tighter corners. So we'll spin real quick, and I'll show you what's going on here. Knowing my luck, I will spin RP again because that's usually how that works. So, and what do you know? I was right again. I got 5,000 RP, which at this point at almost 230, it's almost useless for what I got. So let's go ahead and walk on out. Now, I was lucky enough last week, the first day that they had the podium vehicle out as one of the open wheel cars that I actually got it. So it should be sitting out in the parking lot waiting for me when we get out here. Now you'll notice, or maybe not, but I am using a mouse and keyboard just to run around like this. But when we switch over to racing, I do prefer a controller. I just have just a regular Xbox controller hooked up via USB to my computer. You can see here, it's got a nice controller set up here. So this is the car I got. This is fully modified now. I love the blue and orange scheme. I always try to. Not everything's gonna be blue and orange that I like, but it's quite cool. I enjoy it. So when I think the trigger's down by Los Santos Airport. So if you see here, it actually has a little open wheel car that you can go to. That'll just put you into a lobby with just random people, or if there's not one going on currently, they will let you host your own. So I have to say, if you guys are looking to get this or are kind of interested in how these work, just kind of these cars handle a lot differently than like a supercar or a muscle car or anything else really in this game. So just kind of be wary about that, because these things do tend to these cars do tend to actually corner a lot faster. They don't handle quite as they handle quite differently just because of the downforce on them. They're not as slidey as a lot of the cars are, and I think even I got used to how slidey some of these cars are, so you could go as fast as you can. But you can watch here. I'm just gonna keep my foot down, and it just almost turns on a dime. So yeah, we'll get over there. We'll see what kind of races is going on. Now, one thing I did notice when I was racing the first time was the fact that number one, the people are just about the same. They still want to crash you at every corner if they can. But these also, the bodies tend to fly apart super quickly if you get hit at any high speed at all. So I don't know how well, or I don't know how that affects performance at all, but we'll take a look here and see how that goes. Now, another interesting thing I saw was tire wear was interesting as well. Since they, for the open wheel racing, they actually added a option so you can have tire wear on your vehicles and things like that. So you actually can see the tires deteriorating, and the grip will actually go down, become less and less until they actually go to zero, and the tires will actually pop then. So it looks like we're just going to go ahead and host our own. We'll do 10 laps because that seems pretty simple. We'll keep custom vehicles on. I've seen a lot of people who are kind of upset with that, which to me, that's okay. I don't mind because I actually have my own already. So set that off. We'll race. We'll just confirm settings, auto invite, and then open that up. We'll see where we can get to. It's also good to note that this week it looks like Open Wheel Racing is the double XPRP events. So if you are curious about getting some money, this probably would be a great way to grind, try to get some money, and see if you can purchase one of those cars. If you can pop back out real quick, maybe we can try to find one a little quicker than this. Earlier, when I tried this earlier, I had no problem. I think the lobby I got into was almost full when I got into it, so let's try to go back into it. There we go. That's a lot more people. So we can turn it off. Now I've noticed let's see here. This is a pretty straightforward race. Because the different tire settings actually do different things to your car. If you look when we go in here, I'll show you what it looks like. But there actually is 3 compounds that you can choose from: soft, medium, and hard. When I was racing earlier, we did a 10-lap race, and the medium compound only lasted about 4.5 laps. So something you got to consider is trying to balance whether you want your tires to last a long while, or would you rather have speed. The trade-off, the trade-off on them would be the softer the compound, the faster you're going to go. The problem is they wear a lot faster, so you might have to pit 2 or 3 times during the race. Whereas if you had a hard compound, you might not have to pit at all, or maybe have to pit once. But then you're also looking at the fact that you're going to be a lot slower than the other cars. So I've been trying the medium compound just to try to get used to that, to see if maybe that would work better for just kind of these normal races. At the same time, though, I'm wondering, it'd be kind of neat to have an update to where you actually can switch tire compounds in the middle of the race. How that would do that, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot of racing games out there you can do that as well. Now, I remember when when the first, like, the stock cars came out, the Hot Ring Sabres. I remember when I didn't have quite the money I could on here to buy one, so I remember I was grinding for probably a good 7 or 8 hours, or just playing them. But once I did that, I actually was able to buy the car. So, especially with the double XPRP or double money in XP, you should be able to actually get these pretty, relatively quick. I think one's 3.5, which is the one I have, the little more modern one. Then you have the other one is I think I got that backwards. The newer one is 3.5. The other one's 3.1. So if you saved your money that you had from a couple weeks ago when Rockstar gave out the $2 million, you should be well on your way to actually be able to get that kind of money. I'll poop. I'll get that later. So if you look here, when you select your vehicle, you actually have a choice of what racing compound you want to run. I'm gonna run the medium setup because with only 5 laps, you should be able to make it completely without stopping. Because there actually is pit stops in this game, which is kind of a neat idea. Just so that you actually you have a place where you can actually refill your tires or get new tires, rebuild your car, and they actually do take time. So you kind of want to take care of your car as well. We'll take a look at it here, how it works. And thankfully, this is only like 6 cars, so we can at least show it off a little bit better than the 16 car fiasco I had earlier. And that's usually what happens is somebody will just come right in, and you can see how much that wasn't really much of a hit. I mean, they were still pretty quick, and then the rear wing just gets completely taken off the rear of the car. Now, I'll be honest with you, this was a lot better than the first game I had, where in the second corner I literally lost every body panel except for the top hood scoop on it. So it's a little bit better than last time, but still it is not the best in the world. If you saw there on your second lap, you get something called Boost Enabled. What that is, it's a curve system or a kinetic energy recovery system. These are actually used in the real Formula One cars or open wheel cars. What it is that you actually get a boost for the energy recovered from the brake system. So every time you hit the brakes, you actually get some energy back from the vehicle. So if you watch here, and you hit the button here, you actually do get a small speed boost. That one, when you take your finger off the throttle, it will stop it, so you don't have to use it all at once. This track is pretty, winding, so it's probably not the best place to probably use it just on the straightaways. I'm going to pit here just because, number one, the race isn't that long, and I think the wing is really affecting how this car is handling. So I'm just going to dive real quick and kind of show you how the pits work. So you have to come in and then just stop. If you watch here, the bars go back up at the very bottom right. Vehicle strength goes back up, so does the tire strength. So you can repair your car, and it seems like it's handling a lot better just right off the get-go. So I couldn't actually keep the throttle down the entire way through here. And now I can handle it a lot better now. So wings do affect how your car handles in this game, so that's pretty neat. One other thing to consider on how these cars handle is how the brakes, how strong the brakes are. They are extremely tough on this car. Can pretty much stop this car on a dime. But if you're used to racing in the sports class, or even in the sports car class, their brakes are radically different. So, I would just say take a couple races, get used to them, because they will get some getting used to. I can't even imagine this course with 16 people in it, because the one I first raced on was the Dockyards one, and it's relatively open, but even then it was still quite crowded with 16 people, and I think I started dead last in that race. Well, thankfully here there's no really off-track penalties. You just kind of have to run off a little bit, which is not too bad at all. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end because it looks like already, most of them are already finished, but that's okay. We'll give it our best shot here, because we're going to be close. That we should be fine. But as you can see, if I didn't lose that wing, I probably wouldn't have to pit. It would be really close, so I just have to kind of manage the tires a little bit better. But still, I mean, they're fun. First and foremost, they are absolutely fun to race. Give that a link. I'm just more amazed how, I mean, people are getting under, a minute lap times on a course like that. So that's pretty neat. I think Lap It Up was the first one I did, so we'll go with that one. Maybe I can have a little bit of an advantage over people who haven't raced it yet. Now see, this one, if they keep it like it is, so same vehicles and everything. All right, so he turned it. Oh, he's changed it lap times, and that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. 10 laps last time. This is the track that the medium tires lasted right at 5 laps. So I know that I could probably make it halfway and only have to do one pit stop if I do with the medium tires. I'd have to really kind of take care of them until that point. Or I can just go full blast with soft tires, but I might have to pit twice. That's what kind of stinks. That's why I'm still kind of contemplating. I could go with the hard one, but I would unfortunately probably be really slow. I haven't really tried those out yet. I think I'm going to go with the mediums and see what I can do from there. Medium tires, custom outfit, the same helmet and everything. There we go. And I am ready to go. I kind of wish there was some more people. I mean, 4 people is kind of boring. But still getting used to these things is probably not the worst thing in the world to do. This course seems a lot wider compared to that last one, except for like the first corner and the last corner are always a bit tight. Because usually something like that happens. I'll run into him. That's a very fast part of the course. Coming up here, and then you come up here with this tight left-handed. Most of the time you can keep this thing full throttle through this course. There's a few sections right in here that you might need to slow down for just a little bit. Also, remember in the back of my mind that I'm trying to make sure these tires last for 5 laps, and that's kind of where I'm a little worried about. But if I have to come in a little early and pit, I can. But I prefer to hopefully go 5 laps on these tires. Here. Back on the front stretch. I was kind of worried when I first saw this map. I thought it was inversed, how this was, so I thought that hairpin was the first corner, and I was dreading it because how people race in this game. I just knew there was going to be a huge pile up, but thankfully it's the last corner, and usually by that time you can spread out pretty well and not have to worry about accidents down there. Although they still happen. Now I'm kind of wondering if he's running either on soft or medium tires because he's starting to pull away from me. Although I think our cars are pretty much in the same condition. So I'm wondering if he's using just a different tire compound than I am. And if he is, I would rather wait back here just for a little bit to see when he pits. Because if I can hold out and only do 1, he might have to do 2 if he is running the softs. So, you can tell last course was a pretty short course. We were averaging, I think we all had best lap times under a minute. This one we're, I think it's right at like a minute, right at a minute 50 for some of the average lap times. So some of these courses, this is the only 2 courses I've ran so far, but they're all pretty neat so far. Now, see, the first race I did, when we had 16 people, this is about the time we were starting to catch slower traffic. We were catching some of the lap down cars, and it made it just a little bit more interesting, just instead of running around here as best we can. And maybe this is just me, but it seems like the body work affects how much your tires wear as well. Whereas I think the first race I lost most of the body on the car right away, and because of that, the car was sliding more. The car was, didn't want to handle well, and so it was sideways rather often. Whereas in this case, the car it seems like the tire wear is about, it's slowed down quite a bit. So maybe that has something to do with it. And if it does, kudos to Rockstar for actually implementing that. Just had the scare of a lifetime coming out of the corner. Good Lord, I just don't understand people when they do that, when they just decide, oh, I'm just going to turn around and start driving the other way. It always made me a little mad, but honestly, that was not how I thought I would take first place. But, never takes, never take. We'll just start cruising around here. I'm just glad these things can turn on a dime too, because you can avoid things like that a little bit easier. Because I think half the time GTA races are you have to get in front and actually be the fastest, and the second thing is you have to dodge everybody else trying to go backwards on the track too. I think that's you need both luck and a little bit of skill. Because this time last time, or when I raced it the first time, first time I raced, it was my tires were already almost blown by this point. So I'm almost confident now that the bodywork has something to do with how tires wear as well. Maybe we can change the view up a little bit and see how this looks. Now, I'm sure here soon people will have like racing leagues set up, and I know they've had them before, but I think, when they had the Hot Rings come out, and then when these come out, I'm sure there's going to be series dedicated just to do this. Now, eventually, I think I'm going to have to pit. I'm hoping to hold it as long as I can, just to see what others might do or have already done, and just try to build as much of a lead as I can before I have to. That was a good corner. Slowed it a little bit though, so yeah, it's hard. You can see right now it's starting to show red, so that's why I gotta be a little bit careful now. I'm gonna go ahead and pop back out to this view so I can see just a little bit better. And if you notice, the car will actually start sliding a lot more than it would have. So hopefully I can get it back before anything drastic happens. I think that guy put it into the dock or into the ocean. I don't know. The guy behind me is actually pretty far back. He just exited that last turn, so hopefully I'll have, I can go back out here, and with what 2 or 3 laps remaining, I should have fresh tires, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. We'll go ahead and stop, and then let's go. Go. Come on. All right, so he's going to be just ahead of us. But that's okay. We have fresh tires and we don't have to worry about it anymore, so we can just go right at them. See, that would be kind of the situation where I'd have loved to have switched from medium to soft, because I know I'm not going to need 4 or 5 laps. I'm going to need 2 or 3. So I'd have loved to have switched there just to have a faster car then, instead of having to switch to the medium compounds. I think now this is pretty much just become a grudge match between me and first place. So this should be interesting. I don't know if it does show you what the other person's running, but I'd love to know what tire compound the other guy's running. Because I don't know if he's running mediums or if he's actually running hards as well, or hard just because I haven't seen him go into the pit yet, but that doesn't mean he hasn't yet. Oh crap. Come on, turn back around. Yeah, one little mistake and that could cost you a lot. So I think this is the last lap. I don't think he's going to stop. So unless he makes a mistake, I think we have second pretty much locked up. So yeah, it looks like we got second. That's still not bad. Although unfortunately there's only 3 people in here, so we might hop out of this lobby and try to find another one with a little more people in it. Just so you can see how crazy some of these races can get. So. So I don't know where that guy. I don't know if he's pulling like an Achievement Hunter Gavin, just seeing how far he can get away from the track. Which he looks like he's like on the north side of Los Santos, so we were on the very south end of the map, so it's very well that he could have. He's about halfway through the map. Yeah, get your celebration over, move on. And for everybody's watching, welcome. Let's go ahead and like that, because that was rather fun. Let's do Brace for Impact. That seems kind of fun. At the airport. That is really kind of the only thing that kind of stinks about Grand Theft Auto is just the load time in between everything. It seems like it takes forever, but see, this is what I was looking for earlier. We actually have almost a full lobby, and looks like just the last few people are joining up. So we probably will have, if not a full race, near a full race. And this should be fun. I don't know how long this track is. So I think we're still going to go for the medium compound, and I don't know if I'm going to stay towards the back just to see if maybe I can avoid some accidents and keep the body on this thing. If not, or do we try and just try to get ahead of everybody? I guess it depends on where we start. As we'll figure out here shortly. Is that a minion? I'm 95% sure that guy's supposed to be dressed up as a minion, and that's hilarious. Anyways. I only wish they had like an orange and blue like fire suit that you could wear. Really kind of match the car and the helmet, but that's okay if not. It always sounds like right when you start the race, sounds like there's already tires popping, which makes 0 sense. And of course, we start right in the middle, so that doesn't help at all. You know, I'm going to try to be aggressive and see if I can get as far forward as I can. And there was somebody's wing. And stop. That seemed to work out as well as it could be. I'm 4th right now, and that guy's lost everything. Oop. Spun it around. Got it. Best overtake of the day so far. Stop. There's 2 more, and we're in 1st. Alright, well, didn't expect to go that well in this race. And chaos is usually a thing in Grand Theft Auto racing, but at the same time, this actually has a lot of can have a lot of ill effects on you if something does go wrong. You know, you lose part of the body, your car doesn't handle as well, so your tires wear out a lot faster. So, getting towards the front and you know, getting out in the middle, where there's nothing in front of you, you can run your own race. That's always the best thing, it seems like so far. So, first for a hole up. I don't know if I got that last time or not, but I got it this race. I've noticed this course is very fast, but it's very, very tight. A little like a street circuit kind of race, which I'm a little surprised. I haven't seen any yet. This is kind of the first real narrow one I've seen. But I'm really kind of surprised I haven't seen more real narrow courses like this. If we can get around this guy real quick. And around this guy, let's boost. Now this is where it gets kind of fun, because you're starting to catch people that are a lap down who, especially towards the back here, really don't care about what their race is anymore, because they've already pretty much hosed it. Most of these cars don't have the bodies on them anymore, which is what I expected. So just try to leave them a little bit more room. I don't want to slow down too much, but the passing in this course is not the greatest in the world, especially through here. And that's what I was afraid of. Guy goes and T-bones me, and now we're in second. I've lost the rear wing on this car, which isn't great, because we're going to start sliding the rear end a lot more now. I think I've lost both wings now, so what I think I'm going to try to do is try to maybe pit this lap just to try to get out of this mess and try to get the wings back on the car, so that I don't have to worry, or I can at least try to get some ground back on first place. That might just be my best bet right now. Because this car does not like not having wings on it. Going in now. Yeah, right through there. Perfect. The boost on this track is kind of, I don't say it's useless, because it's nice to have a little bit of a boost, but it's really kind of hard, because you're going to have to really manage how you use it. So try to get behind this guy. Then boost out, see if we can get a little draft. Slingshot past. Right down into the corner here. Get hit by some guy doing donuts in the middle of the track. Yeah, I think racing would be more interesting if more people did donuts in the middle of the race. Who I'm trying to race is a guy named Richard something. Come on, dude, really? You're in the way, get out of the way. lap 8. The car's still handling pretty well. We have all the body still on it at least. Alright, what a butthead, first of all. This guy who beat us last time, but looks like he's a lap down this race. Oh, come on, turn. So I think I've lost every body panel except for the front and rear wing, which I don't think that'll affect us too much, especially since we still have all the grip and everything from the car. We might lose a little bit of aerodynamics, but at this point, if we can just stay in second, I'd be very happy. So if we can just survive one more lap, you know, that would be, that's kind of the hope, at least right now. Car. Tyrell does not want to turn. On. At this point, the rear wing is not really too much concern because yeah, there we go. All right, we finished second. I'm okay with that. Whew, that was fun, to say the least. So, you can see now why some of these races. I mean, honestly, that was probably my least favorite course of of the three so far. I don't know. I like a little bit wider tracks, but that was. I mean, it's a little realistic, I guess you could say. Still, it was still fun. Finished second, so hopefully we can find there's a little bit more wider tracks out there. Hopefully this last guy will finish and we'll get the countdown started, or hopefully here soon. That's one thing, it's great to have these races like this because you get bigger bonuses and stuff like that, but at the same time they can be just hectic to get through. But we got the countdown now, so it'll be over here soon. We'll get our payday and hopefully we can get out of this, go on to another race. I do kind of wonder, though, which one will actually be better for racing. Will the new one or the old one be? That might just be based on your racing styles. But $43,000 for almost 9 minutes of work, that's not bad at all. We'll do Height of Society. Looks like we haven't done that one yet. And yeah, I should have looked beforehand to see how many actual courses there were. It looks like maybe on there was at least 4 we hadn't done yet, so could be quite a few that we could be going through. Yeah, we'll be kind of curious how many people race like I do, where they, for the normal game they use the mouse and keyboard, and then when they get for high end racing, they go for a controller. I'm kind of curious to know. Get that off. See, this one actually mentions it's a historic street circuit, which, if that last race was any indication, this should be just as chaotic as the last one. Guess Vinewood Hills, the chubby insurance brokers doing yoga on the rooftop. Let's see what the map looks like. So it doesn't look too awful bad. I am kind of worried a little bit. Let's get a mouse here. Start here. This corner is going to be fun, and racing up through here is going to be not the greatest. I'm kind of concerned about this top area because I got a feeling it's going to be a pain in the butt to race through here. But actually in the downtown area might not be too bad at all. Unfortunately, I just saw he made it non-contact, so this will not be a great race because I don't know. It just seems like I do complain a little bit about collisions and everything, and but at the same time, it makes it kind of fun to where you actually can hit somebody rather than just what was I going to say? Well, you can actually hit somebody rather than just having to just drive around the entire time. Go ahead, ready up there. See if we can find any more interesting people. Well, there's the minion again. Mostly people are sticking to at least fire suits or, racing attire to do this. So no custom vehicles, no contact, no fun. Just all the no's today for this race. And this is one of the parts I was kind of worried about because going over those hills, the cars do want to pitch down quite a bit, just because of the downforce. So, I have had this car for right around a week now. So, crap. So because of that, I've kind of, been able to jump over hills, stuff like that, to see how the car handles. So, it's a little bit different. Not maybe to my suiting, but that's okay. Well. Alright, I'm going to make a correction for what I said earlier. This is probably the track I hate the worst. The airport at least had some structure, or it was a little more technical than just the city racing here. But I got a feeling if they allow just normal people to create tracks, I got a feeling this will be quite interesting to see what people can come up with, because even before this this update came out, people were recreating like Watkins Glen and Silverstone, stuff like that. So I get a feeling that you'll see a lot of those tracks get updated to open wheel racing, and we'll be race on those eventually. So you can really keep it just full throttle all the way down through here, which is kind of nice. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, some people do like easier courses like this. Other people, I guess maybe prefer kind of mix of both, which makes it a good race. Dad, you head upstairs. Shut off. That's all I ask. I really actually forgot about the boost there. It seems like it's going so slow down through here, and besides the boost, and I wasn't 100% sure why, but oh well. Still gotta figure out how to do that section. It's just the downhill, and something's messed me up there, and I think maybe just a little more practice, I think I can get that a little bit better. And this is about the only place I can find to actually really use the boost to its full potential. Not a big fan of where I'm sitting at right now. It's just I'm kind of stuck. No one's really catching me, but I'm not really catching anybody else. So it's kind of this dead zone of just kind of riding around here right now. We get this part a little bit better this time. That's not really, but we tried. Come on, there we go. I'm kind of curious now if you could really make it through an entire race like this without stopping. I know on the hard tire compound, it probably wouldn't be that big of an issue to do that. But at the same time, maybe trying to do it on mediums to just get a little more speed out of it might be kind of fun too. I wish there's a way I can make this a little more exciting, but even I'm starting to get a little out of it. Probably that's when you make a mistake, is when you used to start, you know, kind of slacking off a little bit. Come out here, turn right, and brake, and hit the wall. All part of the racing line. I always keep forgetting about the boost. That I think that's one of my issues right now. Trying to get just trying to use the boost more often, and I just stuffed the car. Never mind. All right, I think I didn't lose the wing. I just lost part of the nose cone, which is odd, because I definitely shoved that wing into the. I definitely shoved the wing into the wall there. Now, on the bright side, though, we do have somebody to race with. Even though they are ghost cars, they still at least give you something to measure yourself against. Although I think, and I could be wrong, I think he's running a softer tire than I am. I think this might be a good lap to just yeah, it's a tight corner in. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait till next lap and I will pit then, just so that I can get that out of the way, because I don't quite think I'll make it to the end with these tires. So we'll go ahead and next lap we'll stop, repair everything, get the tires on it, and then try to finish out a little bit stronger than we have. Come on. And to be honest with you, I think they could have made a little bit better street circuits somewhere else. Maybe more in downtown, or maybe around like Little Seoul, or whatever it's called. I think that would be a little bit better area to race around than up in the hills here. But that's just my opinion. Come on, little car. You can do it. Oh, it's a stop. Thought I was in the wrong place. Yeah, I got a feeling right now my tire's about to hit red, so gotta figure out where this is at. Pull in here and stop. So we can valet our car right now at the hotel. Pull it right back out into the track. I mean, even coming out of the pits there and spinning the tires can actually be kind of detrimental. It looks like. It doesn't look like it's a huge amount, but still, if you're going to cut it close on tires and you spin it coming out of the pits like that, it very well could cost you a position or even the race. To start just pushing and willing it faster through here. Da, 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 da. Come on, car. We get what, 2 more laps. We can make it. Come on. Maybe people have just like a catastrophic failure up front, so we can maybe get a position or two. But if anybody is watching right now, is there a circuit that you is your favorite so far, or maybe you like to watch so far on GTA 5? I think I really am leaning towards the docks. It's probably my favorite of the 4 we've raced on so far. And then probably the airport, and then the military base. Probably my top 3 so far. Alright, 1 more lap here. We're trying to get this done. Lap times have not been the best, but oh well, that's okay. Or even if we even get to complete this last lap. Yeah, I got a feeling that I might be the last one. It looks like a couple of people are starting to drop out, so that doesn't bode well for me. I think it's kind of bad that that I can finish better on a tighter course with a contact race than I can in a no contact race, but I don't know. That's just me. Haven't started the countdown yet. There it is. See if we can push it and see if we can get to the end. It's not that far off. We might just come up a bit short. Come on. 10 seconds. Come on. 9, 8. Oh, we're going to make it. Just barely, though. Not a big fan of that track. Let's be clear about that. Not a big fan of it. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out of this lobby, then go back just kind of free roam. I'm going to first dislike, because even with a dislike, you get your RP bonus. But I want to pop out here. I'm going to just a free play mode for a little bit. I'm going to run to use the restroom, and I will be right back then. Let's go ahead and go back to free mode. Time here. Hopefully when we come back, we'll still have everything out. So, yep, I will be right back. Let me go ahead and switch that. Go ahead and switch this over to right back screen, and I will be right back. Headset back on. Alrighty, I am back now. Just give me a couple seconds here. Let me get the game pulled back up. There we go. Just pop the money in the bank real quick. And then we'll go back out and see if we can find some more racing. Looks like in the about an hour and 15 minutes we've been going, made about 73,000, which is not great. But there we go. Got the money in the bank. Maybe we can just get it from the Martin call here. Maybe that'll allow us to. Oh crap! I've done that again. Maybe that'll just put us in a lobby that we can race with. Or I said corrected too. Let's see if we can find a little more popular lobby. There we go. Car. Let's go ahead and head back to the airport because that's where that spawn point is. There we go. Nearly took out a building and some light poles with that one. And then just sideswipe some soccer mob. It's okay. We're fine. We're doing just fine here. Let's get a little closer. That's the turret. It seems like I have just like flashes of brilliance and then I just miss a turn. It's fantastic and just something you don't want to look away from, but it's tough. There we go. Like he's doing Lap It Up again, which is the Dockyard one, which we've done already once on here, but that was rather fun. Let's see if we can maybe get a couple more people. Alright, it's non-contact. I'm going to leave because I don't want to do another non-contact race again. Because that was not the best one to race in. Give it a couple seconds, see if maybe we can get another lobby. There we go. Well, at least this time, we have a little more people in the race. So hopefully this will be a little bit better. Knowing how many people there are, this is going to be a nightmare again. But I said that last time and almost won the race, got second place for it. So we'll see how this goes. Still gonna run the medium compound because we're doing 10 laps still. So got some PR4 medium. Custom outfit, burst helmet, everything looks good there. Let's see what kind of people we're going to be up against. Pretty much all in racing suits. I think that's I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like a fireman suit or what. It's nothing special. No more minions or anything like that. So. Maybe this time we can at least try to go for a win. Who knows? And boost. Yes. Get the outside here. I'm going to set off to the side here because I know what's about to happen. There it all goes. And I'm in 6th. 5th. Come on, turn car. Oh, wow. I know I slowed down a little bit, but there's no reason he should have done that. Or that. Well, this just sucks. So I'm going to go right into the pits because this thing is not going to handle like it should. I can't even corner correctly in this thing now. I'm trying to just nurse it back. Well, so much for doing well in this race. But hopefully we can maybe try to salvage something. I don't know if people just gotten the concept yet that actually the body does make a difference in this game yet or not. But I don't know. I mean, I think a few people have. So hopefully now those people who didn't pit through are missing like half the bodies in their cars. Hopefully they'll start slowing up and losing a lot more grip. Hopefully we can just go right past them. That's the hope, at least. I lost the front wing yet again. Alright, at this point, it's not going to turn hardly as well as it should, but I'm going to drive it like it is. This guy's missing his rear wing, so he's gonna likely not have to slow down. I just have to. Come on, dude, really? Getting, like you're just getting screwed up every corner. That sucks. So we're back up to 8th. It's doing a little bit better. Still wish I had the front wing though, because without the front wing, this thing does not want to turn hardly at all at high speeds. Just have to slow down a lot more and just cost you time, that's all. Uncalled for. Now I'm going to drive around you anyways. Come on. Go. Let's get back out of here. Fortunately, I might have to pit a second time just because I don't know if these tires are going to last the last couple of laps. See, now we got to the point yet again, even in, you know, just normal races where right now you're just kind of riding around, let the laps tick off just a few, to hopefully to where, you know, you can get, you know, maybe down to about 6 or 7 laps down, or not down, but, you know, maybe 2 or 3 laps to go, I should say, and then you can really start hopefully be able to make some moves. But I'd rather be a lot closer to that pack in front of me than I am right now. So, depends if you're watching this later on YouTube or live on Twitch. If you guys want to leave a comment or anything like that to say, hey, you know, what do you think about the new racing? I would like to know. Personally, I think it's actually going pretty well so far. I think there could be a couple tweaks that they could do. I think maybe the body damage might be a little too much right this second. I mean, I can kind of get it, but with some of the collisions you have on here, you can it doesn't seem like it's a good or it's not quite balanced as yet, and maybe that's just me, but I love the tire wear. I love the idea of actually being able to change to different tires, or change tires before the race, which you could kind of do it during the race so that you could like this race here. I wish I could have switched to, on that first pit stop, switched to slick tires or soft tires, to where maybe I could just try to catch these guys a little bit faster. That'd be kind of an interesting strategy to use. But that may, shoot, maybe that's just me though. Well, I'm back up to 5th, and looks like the 2 in front of me just pitted, so I'm going to give him a little room just to get out. I know I might have to pit at least one more time, because that's not going to last 4 more laps, which is okay. Go inside here, boost out, hopefully hold it. I think he's going to just go fly. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So he was going to go flying past me and then rear ends me. So, and then I missed the freaking checkpoint. What the heck, people? Alright, so this lap I want to just pit just to save myself a little bit of headache, because without that rear wing and the front wing, it's just going to be a nightmare to drive this thing. And I don't think my tires would see they're already starting to go. So I don't know if they would have lasted another lap around here. I still wonder if people realize, well, that this is kind of, you know, this is a completely different style of racing in GTA now. I don't know if they have, because I've seen a lot of people with blown tires, stuff like that, about halfway through a race. So I don't know, kind of, you know, or even with the body work, I don't know if a lot of people know about that. So we'll pit here, we'll fix the car, put the new tires on it, and so hopefully we can maybe try to keep our position here. Go. There we go. I do like how you actually have to slow down for the pits. I think that's, or you get slowed down for the pit, which I think is pretty genius on Rockstar's part, at least, because it makes it a little bit more realistic. But I don't think they're really going for realism there. I think they were going for actually the pits itself actually not being a detriment, but actually taking some time to work on. We're up to 4th now, so maybe this will work out rather well. This guy does not want to give up his position, though. See if we can pull away a little bit. See if we can maybe get out of the draft zone here. There we go. I think we're out of the his draft now, so I think we'll be okay. Shift down here. Hey, I know, you might be able to notice now, but I can be a lot more aggressive with that front wing because the car turns a lot better with that on it. Come on, car. There we go. Got what? About 2 more laps? 3 more laps, something like that. And I'm not really worried about tires anymore because these should last about 5 laps. 4 to 5 laps really, but yeah, we should be fine. But for those of you watching right now, if you are new here, my name is Friar Robbie, or Robbie, as a lot of people call me. I do stream every Tuesday and every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Just trying this out as a hobby, maybe see if this gets any more popular. I might consider it as maybe as a part-time thing. Don't really know yet, so if you have any suggestions on what I might be able to improve or what I might be able to do a little bit different to make the stream a little bit better, leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're on Twitch. I'm going to set up a suggestion box probably after the stream. So if you don't see it right away, you can come back a little later if you want to just make a suggestion real quick on how to make it, or how I can make this better. I would really greatly appreciate it. Yeah, today we got Grand Theft Auto pretty much going for the entire stream. Probably on Tuesday. Tuesdays I'll actually like to do more of a retro game. Maybe late 90s, early 2000s game. So we played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, OpenRCT 2 on Tuesday. So I think this week we're going to go back to that and play another one of the Six Flags maps to see if we can get one of the scenarios done on stream. We did last time. We actually played the Belgium one. And I think there's about 4 or 5 more we can try to complete. I think that'd be quite fun for Tuesdays. And then on Thursdays, I usually play a little bit more modern games like Grand Theft Auto. I'm not quite sure where we're playing next week quite yet, but I should know by Tuesday what we're going to be doing next Thursday. But I do, if you are watching this, I do have a goal set up right now. I decided to do 10 streams. I've got a goal of trying to get 50 followers. So if you are following, or if you are watching and want to be a follower, it's free. I would love, just try to get to 50 followers by the end of March. That's kind of the goal right now. So if you're, if you do, thank you. I do appreciate it. If you do it off stream, great. If you do it on screen or on stream, I'll be more than happy to, shout out and give you a thank you on stream too. So yeah, I do appreciate any comments, any tips, or any follows that you guys would give. Alright, so we have the last lap coming up here. It would be real tough to me to try to catch third because I'm pretty sure that's him up there. You see here, that's very possible that's him right in front of me. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him unless something happens to him, which is still possible. So let's just try to run our race. A lot of times that a lot of people don't do that. They'll try to be as aggressive as they can, and they'll try to catch the person in front of them, and then hit the wall, spin out, do something silly. Whereas then they can just kind of breeze on through to their next position. Whereas if you ran your own race, you have a better opportunity to try to catch them and have the opportunity to pass them. Although you still might finish 4th or 5th, or wherever you're running at the time. you still have at least that chance to try to get up to them. And unfortunately, that's not the guy we're racing, so I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him this race. We tried, but it's a lot better than what I thought we would finish. Get a little draft off him. Let's try to slow down because he's going to try to take us out. And since we're not really racing him for a position, not really that concerned. The guy behind us is 30 seconds behind us, so I'm not concerned at all about him catching us in the last couple of corners here. So I'll just kind of back off, let him do what he wants to do. Boost here just to get around him. Looks like we got fourth secure though, so that's still not bad for what we started off with and where we finished. I'm okay with fourth. What we got going on here? Like, I was going to make a comment, but it looks like we dropped it on a death there. See, with those people, it's like, at the same time, it's like, well, what do you do with, what do you do with that? I just don't know if people don't know what they're doing yet, or they do realize that, but they just don't care, which I think that's what a lot of it is, but I could be wrong. Hopefully this next race we can actually race a track we haven't tried out yet. I'd be kind of interesting to see that. So, yeah, we still haven't won a race yet. We've come close. We finished second twice now, so. Hit the barrier. Seems like people are having some interesting times with this. Maybe that's just me. Give that a like. It was a fun little course. Eh, 16 grand is not bad. I'd rather have the 53,000 the one guy had, but you know, can't win them all. Let's see here. We've done that one. Haven't done New Wave yet, so let's see if we can get New Wave going. I don't think we quite got it. Could be wrong. I think we've done Urban Renewal. I could be wrong about that one, but yeah, I think I haven't done the one I just selected. I can't remember its name. I think there's maybe one more that we haven't done yet. So it looks like there might be 6 races that were included in the new update for GTA. And this is not the one I wanted to do. This is the one. This is the street circuit. That I was. I'm gonna back out because I would rather show some of the new races rather than go back to one of the old ones that we really didn't care for. Go. See, maybe we can figure out how many there are now. Play job. Rockstar created.
Sorry, I don't know
that. I'm trying to think where races are. Creator crews, join crew, jobs, play jobs. So yeah, it looks like, hold on, let's play. Rockstar created, races. Let me figure this out. Maybe they'll have a different logo or something, maybe. Yeah, so here's, let's try the New Wave one. figured we'd have to host this one. That's not open wheel. Camera lock, none. That looks fine. Auto invite off current session. Let's actually go back and turn off the radio. There we go. Off current session. Hopefully we can get a few people in here, or if you're watching on Twitch right now, you can actually join in. I'm actually on the PC GTA 5, so if you're curious to try to find, if you can find me, be more than happy to race with you. See if we can get that's what the map looks like. Can I not see what the map looks like? You know what? I'm just going to back out and see if we can find another one, because I figured there would be more people wanting to play these today. And see right there, it's like Martin. The Martin one I think was just what I was hosting. Let's see. I'd prefer not to do a. Excuse me about this. I'd rather not do another one on the docks, because we've done those 2 or 3 times now. And while it's a fun course, I'd rather see the rest of them. So hopefully maybe they'll send us an invite. We can figure out where to go next. Seems like a lot of people are going for that street circuit that I did not like. I don't know why, but it seems like a lot of people are going for it. I also did notice that it was going for the new Wave 1, not for the docks, which maybe by now somebody's hosted one. They have. All right. Let's turn the radio off, because that's... Well, we almost got it off. At least you got stuck to the rock radio. At least there might be some decent music on there. I think everything will be okay there. Continue. See if there's anyone special going on. Nope, looks like all just racing people, which is fine. It's nice to stretch every once in a while too if you're playing games, just to get out or just pause for a second and stretch out. I know for me, when I injured my back about 3 years ago now, it helps keep those muscles loose so that you can keep gaming for a little bit longer. Go back there in the orange and blue bullet, or a bullet that just kind of comes apart at a butterfly's fart of a hit. All right, let's go now. Can we turn the radio off? We can from here. There we go. Well, that could have gone better. However, I think we're still okay because we have both wings on still. So I'm okay with that. Let's course seems rather interesting too. Oh, it was until I lost the rear wing on the car. What a dick. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and pit now, because if not, I'm going to have... I'm not be able to control this car like it should. It's just stepping out on me anytime I put power to the rear wheels. So let's just go ahead and do that. Maybe I should have stuck with the docks. It might have helped me a little bit at least. I actually know the course. Serves him right. I really want to hunt down that purple car and give him a piece on my mind. Or, oh, there he is. Come on. You're right there. I didn't hit him. I'll be honest with you. He just lost it, and I'm okay with that. That's what happens when you lose the wings on these things. These things become uncontrollable. At least the rear wing. The front wing you can kind of race without, but just cornering is just a pain. I think it's kind of interesting. So I don't know if Rockstar really did this on purpose, but the wings. Ooh, come on! The wings really do affect how the cars handle. So I don't know if they were really going for punishing players who drive rough, because the cars will not handle hardly at all when they lose the wings, or if they really were just trying to go for a little more realism. I really don't know. Either way, though, I think they did a really good job of this. He's about 20 seconds ahead of me, so I don't think the one in front of me is going to be the guy I'm trying to chase down. I'm not going to be able to chase him down if I keep doing stuff like that. So that's probably the guy last right now. It is. Alright, let's see if we can work around him. Shouldn't be too hard. Right, back on the straightaway here. About 21 seconds. We're keeping the gap about the same, but unfortunately, I think I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch him, which kind of stinks. Be the second place of the day. Do. Come on, car. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. This is not the greatest way to do this, is bounce off every wall of the track. Save it. All right. Because even with the wings, every once in a while, if you hook a curb wrong, that it can send your car around pretty easily. Right here, let's. Now, see, I don't know how many laps there can be in a race like this. Looks like maybe 25 was the max. Which, if that's true, that'd be a very long race on some of these tracks, or be really a long race. Period. I think even the airbase we were running on was like 20 or about 50 seconds a lap. So, at 25 laps, you're still looking at close to 20 or so minutes just for a race. And something like this, or the dockyards that were taking like a minute and a half, you're looking probably upwards of a half hour or more. Which I don't know if I would have the patience to do it. I would at least give it a try, especially if they did like a double RP again and you actually had 16 decent people racing that weren't just out there to crash each other. That would be kind of interesting to try. Or like in like a series or something like that, you can actually have decent racers who are there just to race and not try to crash into each other. It might be kind of interesting, but I think just for races like this, just kind of pickup races, I don't think I don't think anybody would go over probably 10 or 15 laps. So, I mean, pretty much right now we're just doing hot laps, just to try to get as close as we can to the person in front. But I don't see us making up about 20 seconds in one or two laps. I'm not 100% sure how much. About 2 laps. So, but it happens that way, and we'll I just noticed though that my tires are now in the red, so hopefully we can make it back. Which kind of would have noticed that a little earlier. But they shouldn't run out, hopefully. We'll pit this lap and just get new tires, really. The vehicle health I'm not that concerned about. There's probably just a couple of scrapes on the body. Both wings are still on it, so not that concerned. Corner here. I was kind of rating the tracks a little earlier. This is pretty good. I like it. It's a little bit faster than some of the other ones that we've raced on. But I think this is still a great track. I love the garages too that they've given. That's kind of neat. I've noticed some of the new pieces they have on the tracks, stuff like that. But ranking them, I think of the courses we've raced on so far, this might be number 1 or number 2, with the docks, of course, and then I really like the airport. The more I think about it, the more I really enjoyed that race. Even though it was kind of hard to pass, it was narrow. Very technical course. It was still rather fun, but I think this might be number 2 now, slightly behind the docks. Handle that pass a little sloppy, but that's okay. You have got to be kidding me. I seriously dislike people that do that. I know it's going to happen, especially when people are so far behind that there's no way of improving their position. But still, when you're doing stuff like this, it just, I don't know, it's frustrating. But I can survive one lap without a front wing. If this was like lap 2 or 3 or something a little earlier, I might just say screw it and pit. But at this late stage, I don't think there's anything really to improve off of it. I'm going to lose some time to the first place guy, but that's just how it's going to be. But that's okay, because I think so the first place guy just finished. The guy behind me is at least one lap down, so I don't have any worries about finish this in second, but just kind of wish they'd be a little easier with the front wing on it. Couple more corners here, we'll be done. Someone waiting here, I can see him. There he is. Just gonna sail on by. Finish. There we go. I really don't know why people are racing, or at least right now, I was not a big fan of that street circuit. I think it's called High Society. Wasn't a big fan of that one. Like, this course was really fun. It's more of a dedicated track rather than a street circuit, so that's just me. I'm out of water. Go ahead and give that one a like. There we go. All right. In due course, that looks like a more downtown street circuit. That might be fun. We haven't done Urban Renewal yet either. I think that might be the only two we haven't done yet. Which, let's see. Let me do that. 2 dedicated circuits: the airport, what was the other one? Street circuit. 2 dedicated courses. Oh, I'm posting. Hold on. Let's see here. And then I'm trying to think, what was the 2 circuits we raced on? The 2 dedicated circuits, the street circuit, and the airport. Yeah, so that makes sense. There's a downtown one, and then there's a it looks like another one that might be another dedicated course. Not really sure. Let's see. Well, courtesy of City Hall, Los Santos is a city circuit custom built to showcase the kind of visionary synthetics that makes this great nation what it is, a lap race for airborne cars. So this seems like another street circuit as well. Might be kind of fun. I might have to back out of it though to see if we can maybe find a different lobby. Might just take us a little bit more time. That's okay. Ugh. Another cup of coffee is what I need. I think I accidentally selected the casino when I meant to go outside. I did. Well, poop. Alright, we'll take the slow walk from the elevator to the exit. Alrighty, let's get, I was getting in the car, but I guess not. I hit the wrong button. That would make sense why I wasn't getting in the car. Since Martin's giving me the option, I'm just going to go ahead and accept that invite. So it's a little easier than just driving halfway across the city to get it. Yeah, I prefer this not to be just a grudge race, but, you know, that's okay. If maybe we get a couple more people in here, be at least a decent race then. You can see here, this is on Fort Zancudo's air base. This is a pretty relatively quick track. This part kind of here kind of stinks, but I mean, you just gotta be careful. And once you get through here, this is all pretty fast. This is pretty much all full throttle. Hit a little brake here. The pits are over here as well. So I mean, fast course. It's fun. This one's like my top 3. It's probably my 3rd. Hopefully, we can get a couple more people in here than just the 2 of us, and we can have a good race. So it looks like it's just going to be a one-on-one race, which that's not my ideal. Which unfortunately also looks like he also slated it to be non-custom, which kind of stinks. Yeah, I like racing the custom ones. I know some people don't like it just because you know, a lot of people don't have the custom ones yet because they cost so much. But you know, that's not really what. That's what I would prefer, just to be able to use my custom ones because I think it looks nicer. You know, it gives you a nice personal touch to it. So 10 laps. Hopefully this will be right around 10 minutes because it's usually about a minute a lap here. Boost off the line. Go ahead and turn in here. Let's not let go of the throttle. We'll just try to drive away from him and stay out front. That's kind of the goal for this race. Hairpin. Back to the other hairpin. Back to the straight here. Just let go of the gas a little bit. Back to the right here, or the left here. Okay, get my directions correct. Chicane through here. Maybe a little bit of off the throttle, but pretty much this is all flat out. Don't have boost yet. At the end of this, right here, we will. Got the boost now. Boost up through here. Yeah, I would say after a couple of times, once you get these races under your belt, you sort of get a feel for the car. You understand how tire wear is starting to work a little bit better. You know, don't try to spin your wheels off the start. If you're going real slow through a corner, maybe only kind of half throttle it until you get going a little bit, and then you can really just give it full throttle. I've noticed, even leaving the pits, trying to get on, restarting from the pits, that it can be a little difficult. But you lose a little bit of a wheel or a little bit of tire, but that seems to be okay for me. Haven't really had that much of an issue with it, so. Now, this is not quite the wide open throttle kind of map, so if you're more into the high speed stuff, maybe not the track for you. But it's a little more technical. I quite like it though, because it forces you to actually drive a little bit better than some of the other tracks. Other tracks, especially like the two ones I would say that are kind of dedicated for racing. Those you actually really have to. You can leave it wide open, like the docks. You can leave it wide open. There's a lot of runoff room. Where here you actually, there's quite a few walls. You have to pay attention to where the braking zones are, where the curbs are, just so that you can try to get through the corners and get through the lap as fast as you can. Go. Alright, this curb. That curb boost. Slow down. You turn. You turn some more. Get through here. Then I think those two back-to-back hairpins I think are the worst part of the course. But I don't think it's not too bad. You just gotta pay attention a little bit more. Slow down. Hit the marks that you need to. And then you'll be fine. Although I am kind of glad that this is the race that we get a one-on-one on. One-on-one on. We get a one-on race with. At least it's short. You know, we're doing a lap in about 55, 60 seconds. So it's not too awful bad. Oh, that didn't end well. The first damage I took, and it was almost halfway through the race. I'm actually kind of proud of that. I think what we're trying to do, we're actually trying to run the rest of this race in first-person mode, just to see how that will go. I don't think it'll be any different, but we'll see. Down to the corner here, throttle off. Turn in, boost. There we go. Down to this corner. Full throttle all the way through here. Like, if I was missing the wings here, there's no way I could have done that. So, I think this kind of racing kind of forces you to recognize that if you damage your car's going to handle worse. The worse your tire's off, the worse it's going to run. Things like that. Ran that one a little wide there. The chicanes here. The second to last corner, and then the last corner. On the front straightaway. No boost, but that's okay. So, got a 25-second advantage already over him. No one saw that. No one saw that. Didn't happen. Alright. Let's see if we can... I don't think we're able to make it all the way to the end on these tires, especially me just bouncing off the wall there. However, it's going to be close. Do I try to risk it is kind of the other question. This is actually first person is pretty neat. Let's see here. 2 laps. Yeah, I want to try to risk it to see if I can maybe make it on. If little to no body damage, I can make it a full 10 laps around here on medium tires. It's going to be close. And we're probably going to be in the red pretty hard before we end this one, but... I'm getting a little worried with this. Because it's about to turn red. I don't know how long it's going to last after that. Ooh, there we go. No one saw that. No one sues. It's fine. But I've kind of committed to my fate now, so whatever happens, happens. One more lap. We've got... Something happened to him. Because he has apparently... We've had to have lapped him somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but... So I think we'll be okay even if we blow a tire or two. Pop out of first person just to reset the camera here. Turn back in this corner here. Let's hit the boost. At this point, I think the tires are going to be okay. Make it through to the end. And one last corner, and we finally get our first victory, but even though it's only over one person, it's still okay. We now know that we can make it 10 laps on that course with medium tires if we don't knock the body off the car. So that's pretty cool. Don't think this guy's going to quite make it, but still, first victory. It's kind of neat, you know. Yay us. My little flag here. So yeah, that's still fun. Probably do at least 2, maybe 3 more races. And then we'll call it a day for the stream. But if you guys are enjoying it, please do leave a follow. That would be great. My goal is still the 50 people. In over 10 streams, I think it's doable. It might be a little difficult, but I'm pretty sure I can probably get it done. We'll go ahead and leave a like there. Yeah, that's the goal. 50 followers in 10 streams. Might be a little much. We might turn it down a little bit, but that's what I'm going to go for right now. Let's see if we can do in due course. Let's see if we can get that one up and going. I think we've done all of them but that one. So at least there we got one win. We can at least show off all the new tracks and at least one of the new cars. I haven't tried the other one yet. Yeah, and I think so far I've enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it so far too. If you have enjoyed it, great. If you haven't enjoyed it, there might be, if there's something that's something that there's something that you don't like, how something handles or something like that, that's fair enough too. All right, so let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can maybe get somebody. We'll leave here for a couple minutes. If we don't get anybody here in about 3 or 4 minutes, we'll pop out back to the back just to free roam, and then see if we can get another race going. chat back over here. My nose has been itching like crazy the past couple of minutes. It looks like it looks like this is going to be a bust from doing this. So let's think about popping back out real quick here. We'll go ahead. Do that. We'll just kind of pop back out. Maybe somebody else will have a lobby going by the time we can get back to the racing circuit. Who knows? Loose. Exit penthouse. Throat's going a little bit dry right now. Alright, let's get back in the car here. Let's see if we can get back to the spawn point here. Turn and turn. Come on, car. You're much slower than we are. So maybe we can lap it up again. There we go. See if there's any lobbies going on for this one right now. Back already. Looks like we got about 9 people in this one. That's a decent size. Custom, medium tires. That'll work. Anyone interesting to speak of? Not really. Alright. Well, we got to see a minion today, so that's better than nothing. I don't remember how many laps this one was. It's probably around 10, if I had to guess. Oh, it's non-contact, really? Alright, so I guess we're just doing time trials around here. Still haven't probably. Okay, I was a little worried there when I hit the wall that I lost the wing, because If I had, I'd have been in a little bit of trouble, especially this early in the race. But it was just a little body damage, that's all. Come on, I wish I could just push the car a little bit faster. I should say this car I have is fully upgraded, you know, engine, transmission, turbo, and everything. So this is probably the fastest car you can probably get right now, including with the brakes, because you know brakes may only slow you down, but they can at least try to get you a little more aggressive lap times. And they actually have special race brakes for these, so they do stop a lot quicker than normal. So yeah, I feel like it's just going to be us three just swapping positions like that for the rest of this race. You know, if we had contact on, we could actually draft off one another, but unfortunately we don't, so it's going to be a boost race from here on out. And then whoever decides to pit first. I've noticed the stream's getting a little bit laggy too. I don't know if that's just me trying to run everything on one computer. Could be, but you know we're about done here, so I don't think it'll be too much longer. So that guy just lost his front wing, so got a feeling he's going to be dropping back pretty quick here now. You can see how much of a difference that that wing makes. He's already the guy behind us, at least, that lost it, is already starting to fall back a little bit. He's having a hard time keeping up with the two of us. He'll still be able to, but his car just won't be able to turn hardly at all. So in the faster parts of the course that require you to turn at a very high speed, we'll start leaving him. So you can see now he's back almost 2.5 seconds. So I would say the wings on these cars actually really do make a huge difference on how they drive. Come to think about it, I think the guy in front of us is actually one we raced earlier with. Could be wrong, but it looks like somebody we did race with earlier. I actually think he ended up beating us the race at the airport. So I could be wrong about that, but that's what it looks like. It looks like a very similar name to his. So. I'm starting to lose touch with the guy in front of us a little bit, and that's starting to worry me. But at the same time, the guy behind us is now almost 10 seconds behind, so that's at least a little bit of a gap we can use if we need to. This guy's, it looks like, is the lap down car. Turn in, S's, throttle down. Let off just a little bit here, turn, come back to the sweeping left, and then down the straightaway here. Almost, I thought, okay. Crisis averted, we didn't lose anything there, so. Probably just lost some time. We're about 3.5 seconds back now. This is only a 5-lap race. So, yeah, I highly doubt we're going to catch the guy in first. But we're not going to have to pit, though. I'm surprised I just noticed that it was only a 5-lap race. But I guess for non-contact, that does help a little bit, just so that we're not spending another, 10 or 15 minutes, riding around here just doing nothing. So, I think the only hope I have now is him to mess up royally and either lose a wing or two, or get stopped for a couple of seconds. But the only hope I have right this second to win in the race. And like in this race, it doesn't really, I saw like guy driving backwards. It's like we're all ghost cars, so it's kind of pointless at this race to drive backwards or even try to block the road. If I would have noticed that it was only, oh crap, if it was only a 5-lap race, no, come on, don't lose it now. If I noticed, I might have switched over to soft tires. So that's second place number 4 for us today. That's still not terrible. I mean, I know non-contact races you probably should finish a little bit better, but yeah. Second place is still second place. I don't know what this guy's doing. The race should be over by now, and unless he's probably lapped out, isn't he? I bet you that's true. All right, that makes sense. I don't know how he managed to knock off the middle part of the body and still keep the wing. That is amazing. People have hidden talent on here. You'd be amazed. So we'll probably do maybe one or two more races, and we'll call it a stream for today at least. Okay, I'll leave that a link. I think we've done everything but urban renewal so far. Maybe if we can try to get enough people to get an urban renewal, it might be kind of fun. Well, it's like 4 or so people just left, so I don't know if we're able to get to that one with a decent amount of people. that's the only thing I don't like about Grand Theft Auto is that you can be pumped up for a race and then do good and you just want to go on to the next one, and it's it could be a couple minutes, it could be 10 or 15. So, but it looks like we got a good lobby going here already. So hopefully we can see what this track's all about too. The Davis can never host an open world series, but the state of our business. The description kind of worries me, especially the pothole and concrete blocks are natural obstacles. That kind of worries me, especially how these cars handle with and without body on them. So we'll see if we have that much issue with that. With might be going on towards the bottom of the list of the races I like. I still think that the dock one is still my favorite. Then the other kind of dedicated track one, I think it's lapping something. That's the dock one. Don't remember what the other one is. The other dedicated course. Then the Norway Airport, and then probably Fort Zancudo. The street circuit is probably like 8th on the list, even though there's only like 6 racetracks right now. I just did not like that course at all. And this is another street circuit, so fingers crossed. We do good, but who knows? So, fortunately, I think this lobby is about to go out the window because they won't start it, but we'll see. Let's see what the track looks like. So, I mean, typical street circuit. This is from just a U-turn. So, we'll start on here. This corner's going to be fun just because we're full throttle, and then we all got to slow down to try to turn here. I think I want to try to be in the back for this one just to see if I can maybe watch all the devastation, hopefully piles into this corner, and then I just kind of sneak around. If not, we're going to figure out next corner because it's another very sharp turn. After that, there's kind of right-handers until we get up to back into the end there. And that's what I'm kind of, that's kind of the turns I'd be kind of concerned about. So, but we've seen a couple times in this video, in this stream, that first corner is can be rather can be quite devastating if you get caught up in, if you get hit by somebody, something torn off, something like that. If you see me glancing over just to be your that way, my dad's sitting right there. He's looking at a couple things and showing me. So that's why I keep glancing over there. I'm like, what's he looking at? What's he looking at? But yeah, he's looking at a couple different things. All right, so custom car again, medium tires, custom outfit, burst helmet. I don't know if I showed you the helmet yet. Quite like that. At least it has some orange and blue in it. It kind of matches the car. Confirm that. We can see the people better here. Nothing really, no one too exciting, so let's go ahead and continue. Hit ready. Won't bet anything because, not really in the betting mood right now. I'm hoping this goes as well as some of the other races do. Because it's like, so I really want to enjoy these races. I really want to say, yes, I really enjoy all of them. But I tell you right now, that street circuit really kind of rubbed me the wrong way and just did not care for it. But this is a different race. And let's give this one a try. So this one we do have 10 laps on. I want to slow down because I don't want to be in this mess. And it is choppy on me right now. That's a weird... Alright, so I guess that's the pits. That's a weird place to put that. Alright, that was totally uncalled for. And there goes the rear wing on the car. Man, this is just not turning out well. Let's turn it back around. Alright, so can I just... I guess I can just put this out right now. I just don't like street circuits. I think that's the issue I have right now. I just don't like street circuits. Figured this one might be a little bit better, but I was wrong. Turn here. Chicane. Yep, I figured I would lose it there. Alright, so... I don't know if that was on the map or not, because I think that just is considered a straightaway. But as they put those barriers there, there's no way you can take that straight. So I am just going to go ahead and pit here. Because if not, those tires are just going to... I'm just going to rip those tires off. Because there's no way I can keep this car straight enough. So it looks like there's a couple people doing this strategy too. Stop. And go. Didn't lose a position at all, so that's good. Come down here. Hit the corner, get some boost. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but I am starting to get a little bit of lag. It might just be this course that may just not like it. Although I will say, I think I would prefer this street course over the other one. It's a little bit more. So as many hills. I think that's what gets me. Is on the other one, you're going up and down the hill almost constantly. There's a little part at the top and there's a little part at the bottom that you don't. And that's, I think, is what gets me. Oh, come on, dude, out of the way. I really thought I lost the wing again there, but I guess I just kind of tapped the person and just not enough to hit them. But we'll let those two go, especially down here, because I know they will take each other out. So I'll just go ahead and breeze on past them. Get around the corner here. Turn in. I think maybe just a little upset a little earlier, but not terrible track. Still probably not my favorite though. I think I would rather race on one of the more what I would consider dedicated circuits rather than a street course. But if I had to race a street course, this one's not too bad. Just kind of wish the lag would go away, or I don't even know if it's lag. I don't know if it's, or it's just frames dropping. I really don't know. Get out here at the chicanes here. But I really can't wait to see what some people do with these open wheel racing. If they're allowed to make their own courses, I think it'll be kind of neat. Because I got a feeling you'll be able to see a lot of like real life circuits that you'll be able to race on here, along with things like so just some really great like fantasy circuits or even better street circuits. So we're there. We're in 5th right now. Let's see. The next guy's about 5 seconds. We might be able to chase him down. Now I am wondering how many of those people have not pitted yet. That might be our opportunity, or at least the guy in front of us might be an opportunity to try to get around him when he pits. Not 100% sure though. Alright, let's get out of here. Try to make the right here onto the circuit. Get a little bit better at those chicanes. There was no way you could get through there without both your wings on there and at least a good grip left in the tires. But we are hunting the guy down. We've cut the distance by about half, so that's pretty good. Just a little bit. Turn. Try to go down here in the short chute. It might be time. I might try not to pit again if I don't have to. If a wing falls off, that's a little different. But for tires and everything like that, these tires might hold up enough to where I can make it to the end and not have to pit one more time. Almost got taken out by him. Turn, there we go. Boost. Hit the brakes. Turn. Boost again. We are getting so close to that guy. I think we can... It's a little tough to really kind of tell how well these tires are going to hang on for another 5 laps or so, but we'll give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, oh well, we'll stop. But if we don't have to stop again, we won't. I don't know. That looked like, I don't know if that was his. I don't know if that was his wing or not, but there was a wing sitting back there on that wall. That might have been his, and if that's true, that's awesome, because that means there's no way he can keep the speed up like he has been. Lap car there, shot him up in the air. No big deal. Go ahead and hit the brakes down through here. Turn out, hit the boost. Don't think this guy's going to be for position. He's not. Coming out of 3 laps to go. The tires are still holding up pretty well. I don't know. It's you get to that point where you're trying out a little bit different strategy than somebody else. Looks like somebody's in the pits. We just took over that spot. See if we can keep that from, and he just absolutely ran me in the back. Let's just go ahead and show him our displeasure. Yeah, take it, suck it. I usually don't get too upset with racing, but there is some guys that are just douchebags. Let's just be honest here. He is right on my butt right now. Let's see if we can maybe outsmart him into this corner. He hasn't tried dive bombing me yet, which I'm amazed. But I don't think these tires are going to last. The way I keep looking at them, I just don't think they'll last, as long as they should for the next, 2 or 3 laps. Like something must have happened to him because he's fallen back quite a ways here. There's someone running backwards on the circuit. Let's try to get past him. We did just fine. Just try to get as far ahead as we can. The guy in front of us. The guy behind us, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to pit this lap because I don't. They're running too close to the end, so we're going to try to boost, try to get through this pit lane as fast as we can, and that should be good. Peel out, come on, stay ahead of the guy. We are still ahead of him, so it's a good pit stop there. We didn't lose any positions. We got 4 new tires, and the body's repaired, although that was minuscule at best. And I think we'll just keep 4th place. If we can figure out how to get to 3rd, but he's 18 seconds ahead. I highly doubt we'll get to him in 2 laps, but you know, you never know. Could be a catastrophic accident, and all 3 of them just piled up right in a row. Should be the last lap here. It is cool. Plenty of tires left. Plenty of car still looks good. The car health, whatever you want to call it. We set ourselves up for a solid 4th, so I'd be okay with that. Holy cow! The first place guy just finished. So, yeah, I get a feeling we were never going to have a priority catching him, but that's okay. Push. Come on. One corner left. Ooh, don't. That's way too early of a boost. Slow down here. Turn in. Swing a little wide. Boost. And that's the finish line. So 4th place, not bad. That was actually kind of fun. Probably not my favorite circuit, but I think since after the first accident, it was, or the first couple of hits. Once we got settled down into a good rhythm, I think that race went a lot better. So, yeah, it's probably not the worst track in the world. It's probably like my 3rd or 4th favorite. Kind of average. But I think after this, I think that's going to be the last race of the stream today. Just because it's getting about 4 o'clock, and I think another race would be about another 15 minutes. That was almost 14, so. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to log in here. We'll see how much money we made. See all that. So, still a fun race. If you guys are thinking about playing, get back into this, it was fun. The circuits are pretty good. Except for the one I just absolutely did not like. Other than that, they're great racetracks. The cars are fun. I would suggest using a PR4 though. The R88 does not seem. I haven't quite tried it yet. But it seems like every race that we go into, it seems like those cars are always towards the bottom, if not are the last cars. So yeah, definitely the PR4s are quite a bit faster, have more grip on them, seem to be the one you want to go with. If you're watching this live on the 27th, thank you guys for coming out. If you liked it, please follow me. Just starting out, just trying to get started here in streaming. I've been just doing this as a hobby. It's been kind of fun so far. So I do stream every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesdays, this Tuesday, we've been trying to do it for more retro games on Tuesdays. So we'll be back and open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. We're going to continue with the Six Flags maps on those days. And on Thursday, I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do for Thursday yet. But we are going to do probably something like this. It may not be Grand Theft Auto. Just some sort of a little more modern game. Just to have some more fun and see what we can do. So yeah, next stream is going to be Tuesday, starting at 1. If you can get out there, I would really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this stream. And if you're watching this on YouTube, drop a like. Please subscribe to me. That's going to be my archive for all my streams on there. So if you do miss one, or you just want to kind of catch up, or you're just kind of new to the channel, all of them are going to be on there. There's a link in the Twitch right below on there. There's a Twitch and YouTube link. Or I'm sorry, a Twitter and YouTube link that you can actually check out what I've been doing and check out in the archives. But guys, thanks for stopping by today, and hope you have a great day.